Video is going to be a remake of my makeup that was yesterday from BH Cosmetics. This is in my kit, and sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, but I use the orange pigment for the discoloration on my face. So I just go in and I just kind of focus on the discoloration areas, which would be like around my lips and any of my acne scarring. Pretty much what this is doing is it's helping your concealer so you don't have to conceal as much and use as much product versus even with still the foundation as well. You don't have to use as much product with the foundation because you're not trying to cover as much when you have help. So I use it under my eyes as well because I do have raccoon eyes, and just my dark concerning areas and just any areas that have acne scarring or discoloration. And apparently it's a lot nowadays. All right, so next I'm going to go in with my brush that I'm going to use for my foundation, and I just go in and make sure that all of that is even. And I don't like to put it too much because I don't want my skin to look kind of too orangey, but orange pigments for African American women can help for discoloration. So any discoloration you have, as you can see, even my discoloration kind of lightened up already. Next, I'm going in with the MAC Studio Fluid, Studio Fix Fluid, and my color right now is NW40. I'm super light in the wintertime, so that's why my color is that right now. And I just put this kind of on like a little palette, and I use my finger and I just kind of dab it every. But I just like to make sure that everything is even. Obviously, you can still see some of my spots, but I won't have to use as much concealer, and that's the point of having that orange pigmentation kind of help me give me that extra step. So for my dark spots, what I use is I use two different concealers. But first, I still use my Pro Longwear. Obviously, this is darker than my skin, but I use it for the color, the orange undertone that it has, to kind of really set off that orange, orangish tone to help with my discoloration. It really helps with under my eyes. And then I go in with another concealer to kind of give me a highlight. And for this concealer, all I do is I focus on under my eye. I don't do too much because this is not my main concealer. This is just the concealer to help with my dark circles. Now, keep in mind, every season my routines change. And the reason why they change is because something new happens. I may have more acne scarring. I may have different color. Um, I may just want to switch it up. I change my routines a lot, but focus on this side. I have a lot of acne scarring on this side, so this is the main side that I focus on. I don't really have that much on this side, but I'll kind of just dab it in some areas. More than you guys can probably see as well. And this is the Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer by NYX. You can find this at Ulta or wherever in your area sells NYX. They have it. It's kind of like a paint pot. This color is Glow, and this is a little pinkish for my undertone, but I can pull it off, so I don't really care. So I just go in, and again, I kind of use it as a highlight as well. And those are my highlighted areas. Darken that one up a little bit. Those are my highlighted areas, and then I'll go in and highlight slash conceal. And this is just a 6 Plus brush. This is kind of just a shadow brush, but I use it for my concealer. And I go all the way down the line of my nostril and go all the way up. And I'm just kind of putting a dabbing motion, but I'm not butchering my face because I don't want it to be, you know, your under your eye is still the most sensitive part, so I don't want it to be too raw. But there we go, my highlighting and my concealing. So now I'm actually, instead of my finger, I'm going to go in with a beauty blender. This is damp, and obviously it puts in work. And I'm just going to go in and just have a dabbing motion. And I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose and just dab. And the point of highlighting is so that all of these areas are accentuated. They all come out. They all are very vibrant and bright. Well, with the beauty blender versus my finger. So I love getting right into the creases right with my beauty blender because it gives me such a beautiful blended finish. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyelid just to kind of set for my um, my eyeshadows. And voila, and it's blended. And next, to go in and set that, I of course use the Ben Nye luxury powder. And there we go. And I'm going to set all of the areas where I highlighted. So I'm just going in with a setting brush, oops, I'm getting it everywhere. A small setting brush, and I'm just going to go in and put some powder on those areas. And the great thing that I love about Ben Nye is that even though it is a kind of a setting powder, it still kind of helps you highlight too, which is awesome. Gotta get some more. The only thing with these things is that it's kind of hard to get them out of the little holes. Sometimes it acts like it doesn't want to work. But I also need some more, so that may be why. And I don't put a lot because I don't want it to cake up. But I do put enough just so that I can also dab away. All right, so next I'm going to take a big powder brush, and this is from 6 Plus. There's no product up here, but I go up there because, again, I don't want it to set for too long because I look cakey if it sets for too long, and it kind of gives me a weird glow. And there we go. That is the face. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to, of course, contour. I'm using a small contour brush from 6 Plus as well. You can find 6 Plus actually on Amazon. I decided to use them to add to my kit. It was really cheap, and I got like 30 brushes, and they all have like different shapes and sizes, so it's really nice. But I'm going in with MAC Blunt, and I'm going to just use a small table brush and go in. And a cool tip about contouring is you can always start, the easiest place to start is just right at the top of your ear, or you can always start just a slant depending on what your face structure is. And then I just go in and I make sure it's all blended. Blend, 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 of course. And I like to finish off my face before I start on my eyes. You don't have to, but that's just what I like to do. Next, I'm going to go in with the NYX blush. This is Terracotta. And I'm using an e.l.f. blush brush. You can find this at Target or wherever e.l.f. is sold. And this is kind of just like a little bronzing. It's no color. So I just use this because I'm going to use an orange color on my lips. So I didn't want it to clash with pink. But I just kind of put this, just dab it on the apples of my cheeks to kind of bring my face together. All right, so to start on my eyes, I am going back in with the concealer brush that I use. I'm not adding more product to this brush because there already is product, obviously, to this brush. So I'm going to go in and just kind of sculpt out my eyeshadow. My eyebrows. And all I'm doing is just following the line of my brows, as you can tell. And I'm doing the same thing on this. Now, I used to use an angle brush to do this. But when you become lazy, I just didn't feel like doing it. So yeah, you can use an angle brush or you can use a brush like this or you finish up with your concealer brush. And then I just go in with my finger and I just blend it out. And this is probably the easiest and the fastest way to kind of sculpt up your brows. Just use the same concealer brush that you use and just go right underneath there and kind of give your eyebrows some definition. And you can go in and blend it as many times as you need to. I'm going to finish up on my brows later, but right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start with my Love in Paris NYX palette. So first I started off with this kind of like orangish color right here, this orange pink, and I just kind of dabbed this here. And again, this is my 6 Plush brush, and I just focused on right above my crease because I wanted to give my crease a little bit of color, but I didn't go too low. I just wanted, again, to focus right above my crease and just in windshield wiper motion to kind of. And you can go back in as many times as you want to intensify the color. I'm going to stay right here for right now. But again, I'm right above my crease, and this is just a transition color. So this transition color to transition from the orange to the browns to the kind of neutral. And next I'm going to go in with another small shader brush from 6 Plus. Yeah, 6 Plus. And then I'm going in with this darker kind of brown color, this nude brown color, and I'm going right a step below that. So I'm focusing now more so in my crease and a little bit over my eyelid per se, but more so in my crease. And you can kind of see the difference of the definition in both of them, that I'm just, again, focusing with a light hand right in my crease. Next, what I'm doing is I'm going in with more of a dense brush, a dense blending brush, and this is also from 6 Plus. And I'm going back in with that same brown, but the reason why I'm doing a more denser brush with this is because this is going to be more concentrated on my actual crease. So now I'm going in and just focusing in on my crease. Pretty much all I did. For my eyelid, I'm going in with the other NYX Love in Paris palette, and this is the palette Let Them Eat Cake. This first one is Merci Beaucoup, and this one is Let Them Eat Cake, and I'm going in with this this like matte kind of, it's kind of a white kind of color, but it's like an off-white. I'm going in and I'm just going to focus right on my eyelid. And I'm just kind of giving dabbing motions here. And focusing, there you go, right on that top of the eyelid. And I'm not going up too high. I'm just dabbing in that eye area. And again, all of these colors are matte. I didn't do any shimmer. And then I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used to use that kind of peachy color, the first brush that I used. And I'm just going to go in and blend all of this together. And voila, there are my eyes. So last but not least, well actually almost last but not least, I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. And this I am using the Super Slim Inflammable Liquid Eyeliner from L'Oreal Paris. And I'm going to, what I did was I carved out my eyeliner first. I carved out my wing first. And this one I kind of did a thicker eye. So I went all the way up. And then I took from the top here, the top of that line, and I carved out. But that's all I did for my eye. And then I'm doing the same exact thing on this side. I'm going all the way up and then I'm just carving out. Because for this look, I kind of wanted more of a dramatic wing just because my eye was very simple. All right, so there we go with my eyeliner. And then I'm going to go in with my mascara. So I'm using two mascara. I'm using the Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline, and then I'm using the Voluminous Carbon Black by L'Oreal. Cheeky Bronze Mineralized Skin Finish and give me that glow that everyone was talking about. All right, and then what I did was I went in with two different colors. First, as I used as my base, I used the Color Whisper Color in 60 from, who is this from? Maybelline? Maybelline. And this is just a base, which I kind of already have on now. I use it as, just to give my lips some moisture. And then after that, I went in with the Flower L7, which you guys should know this from my old video. I love Flower. And it's just kind of an orange color. But it was a little too orangish for me. So I went in with NYX Matte. This is the matte lipstick, and this color is nude. And it's more of like an orange, even though it's nude, but it's a light orange. So it gave me a little higher tint. Bye, guys.